Yes, you. Stop. You thought for a moment you've seen this gameplay, but before you leave, let me assure you, you have not. Fast forward to the minute and 13 or 14 second mark if you don't believe me. Also, at the 6 or 7 minute mark, I explained why I went 92-0 this game and forgot to call it an assault MOAB. In this video, I'll be talking about something I find myself using very frequently while pillaging noob nests. It is called animation cancelling. What are animations? You ask. Excellent question. Someone give this fella a Rockstar flavored cookie. A giggle giggle, you son of a monkey. Animations are built-in special effects added to video games to make them seem more realistic. Normally you won't even notice they're there unless they're missing. An example would be the motions your character goes through to throw a grenade or reload a weapon. The problem with these animations is that they render your character useless for a short period. Now you can shorten the span of each of these animations either by selecting a perk that does just that, or you can use animation cancelling. The first animation I'll be talking about is the reload animation. Here are a few examples where I reload regularly, sprint cancel a reload, get caught in the middle of a reload that was unnecessary, and lastly a sad attempt at reload cancelling that gets me killed because I went too fast. That's what she said. To cancel the reload animation by sprinting, as I just did, you have to sprint just as your character attaches the magazine. Sprinting too soon will leave you with an empty or nearly empty weapon, so timing is important. As you no doubt have guessed, you can use sleight of hand to shorten this animation, but personally I find scavenger or marathon are much more useful, especially when going on long kill streaks or rushing. If you are an a-hole and like to use noob tubes or prefer the light machine guns over assault weapons, you will find sprint cancelling very useful because the reload time on some of those weapons is ridiculous. So use it! If you go back and watch the gameplay of your favorite YouTuber, I guarantee that their most impressive gameplay will feature at least one sprint cancellation. But wait, there's more. Another animation that I used to find myself getting trapped in constantly was the climb animation. And here are a few examples of how to bypass the climb animation. Having spotted your target, you approach the obstacle to climb, tap A twice or hold A to cancel the climb animation. Pretty simple, yes? I think so. Most of you have probably had that oh shit moment when you spot a hostile just as you start to climb an obstacle. This animation again is cancelled by jumping toward the obstacle before you've made contact with it and pressing A or tapping A twice. If you do it too close or too far from the obstacle, you'll get trapped in the animation and most likely become dead. In the last segment you've just seen, my opponent gets trapped in the climb animation and was unable to kill me before I punished him. If you incorporate this cancellation technique into your gameplay, it pretty much turns the entire battlefield into a flat plane. So you can be gun ready and climb obstacles at the same time. Oh, and the climb animation is shortened by Extreme Conditioning Pro. But for those of you running other first tier perks, skipping the animation by holding or double tapping the jump button can be much more useful. I think it was around this point in the game when I realized I made a nemesis. Someone who will go out of their way to make sure you're dead. And you can tell them apart from other players because they will normally come at you with their secondaries blazing. But anyways, moving on. The third and final category of animations is actually a combination of two. It includes the throw animations and the weapon swap animations. And that is the last category I'll be covering in this video. Give me 3, give me 4, give me 5! Ooh, 3, I'll take it. Last category is the throw and weapon swap animations. Here's an example of how I bypass or avoid getting caught in the throw animations. I simply bank my throwables, if that's a word, around corners or through nade spots that I've learned from watching other YouTubers. Lastly, and definitely the least troublesome of these animations, is the weapon swap animation. And it's only present with some weapons, but my favorite are the FMG9s. I don't care what people say, I'll use them to the day I die. Yes, if you rewind the video, you'll see that the first time you draw your FMG9s, the animation plays out a little longer than it normally would the second time around. So, to avoid getting caught in the middle of a really lengthy swap animation, simply switch to your secondaries the second you spawn or respawn so that you can be gun ready much quicker in the heat of battle. I should also mention that some throwing animations, especially when using Semtexes, can be completely cancelled by tapping the Y button twice or switching to your secondary and back. If you use the perk Quick Draw, you need not worry about this last category, but I personally ADS with Stalker Pro around every corner and don't use Quick Draw, so I make use of this tactic to chuck death at my opponents. Anyways, those are the main animations worth cancelling. And there are others like when you use remote kill streaks, but those aren't too troublesome. And normally if you get caught in them, you're gonna die anyways. A lot of people use these without even realizing it, but there's even more people that don't know, and I hope this video has enlightened you. And now finally, the moment you've all been waiting for. Why, oh why, Dagon, have you not used your Assault MOAB in this game? It could have been 101 and 0. You think I don't know that? People watched this video and got pissed off. Imagine how I felt, and this was before I broke 100 kills. At the end of this game, I discovered that there is a third level of rage. The first and second levels, I'm sure most of you are familiar with. The first level is when you're angry enough to yell profanities at the screen. The second level is when you're angry enough to throw something at the screen. The third level is different from the first two. There are no symptoms. You simply become quiet. This is the most dangerous level of rage because all that is required is a small stimulus to push you over the edge and make you lose your damn mind. I lost my mind in response to a really loud phone call. The phone was new, the volume wasn't readjusted, and it was really loud. It almost echoed. So, I grabbed the phone, flung it across the room, hit my little sister in the face, and she didn't like that, so she starts crying, and now it's extra loud, and my brothers are yelling at me, and I have one brother that doesn't yell too much, so when he yells I know something is wrong. So I snapped out of it and I realized, oh crap, I don't even have a sister. This the neighbor's kid was supposed to be babysitting this little bitch, and now she's crying, she's bleeding all over the place. I told her to stop and do some push-ups, and she didn't. The take-home message is that I was mad, and yes, it happens to the best of us. Why didn't I call it in? I forgot, okay? I was trying so hard to get 100 that I forgot. I had the heater, but forgot about the meter. A scuba pop, I'm out, peace.